Do you have a future? What is a future? Do you call tomorrow a future? If you call tomorrow a future, then you probably don't know what future is. To see what a future is and how to create not just a future that will excite and blow your mind, but also how to protect that future to make it infallible and a certain certainty that will certainly happen. You need to watch and learn everything in this video. Let's get right to it.
My is China. I'm an expert global business solutions expert and your real estate success strategist known as the mayor of housing. The business channel where I discuss only business and you can do business directly with me called My Ace TV, and you can check it out right here. This channel is my personal contribution channel where I'll be giving you exceptional values on business, personal finance, personal development, and life success. And I'll be doing that with a lot of fun because my one word is fun. And I always seek teach, inspire, create, collaborate. You can just call me the contributor. Join the exceptional 5% that will watch this video to the end because you're very special people and you're rare. Welcome on board. Let's learn to grow rich together.
Welcome to the live stream recap of our live stream every Sunday by 6 p.m. GMT +1. We'll have a live stream with yours sincerely, My Ace China, your real estate success strategist and the mayor of housing, where I'll be taking you on a topic and you even get to choose what topic I talk about. And after 30 minutes of teaching you on that topic, I'll take your questions on any subject in the world, because we've discovered that most times on videos, people want to ask questions in the comment section and there's no how you can respond to them freely and fully in the comment section. So every Sunday you can get to ask your questions. And more than that, you get to earn on Sundays because we're building the most educative and the most generous YouTube channel in Africa. So we'll get to ask you a question, and the 10 people that answer our questions correctly, the first 10 will be walking away with 30,000 Naira because we're at 30,000 subscribers on this page. By the time we get to 40,000 subscribers, you will be walking away with 40,000 Naira for 10 people, and we'll continue that until we get to 100,000 person. I'll probably increase the number or increase the price. It all depends on you because you'll be telling me that in the live session. But during the live session, there's a lot of rowdiness and interruptions that some people even just come onto the live session. They're so eager to ask questions that they might not dig deep into the topic of the day. So after the live stream, we like to give you a recap where we do a cool, calm, calculated and analysis of the topic. Those of you that want to dig deep can now go deeper into the subject and topic of the day. And our last topic was how to create and protect your future, because the penultimate topic had talked about why graduates should do more menial jobs than illiterates, because graduates have a more compelling future than non-graduates. But the problem with people with compelling future is that sometimes you lose your future if you don't protect your future. And sometimes the people that will devour your future are the people closest to you, your family and friends. So to see how to keep your future safe, even from those that love you the most, then let's get right into it. The first thing is that you cannot feature in a future you haven't clearly pictured and relentlessly ventured into. So you must first picture a future. You must then venture into that future. So in this discourse, we'll be taking it in 4 parts. First part is creating your future. Second part is giving birth to your future. Third part is nurturing your future. And the fourth part, which is the cocoa of the day, is protecting your future. So let's get right into it with creating your future. There are 3 things you can do to create your future. You need to think your future. And this is so powerful that they say, as a man thinketh, so is he. As you think your future is, so it is. And once you think it, you ink it. So after you think your future, You ink your future by writing your future down. And after you ink your future, you stick to your future. And if you can do these three things, you create your future. We are going to dig deep into those three things and see what you can do in those three things to actually implement them. But before we go further, Joseph Murphy said something that every desire impressed on the subconscious mind must come to pass. So the place you must impress your future is your subconscious. And the best way to do it is to think your future. To think your future, there are three things you need to do. You need to imagine your future. And the more vivid and the more clearer you can imagine your future, the faster it will impress into your subconscious mind. And once it hits your subconscious mind, it becomes an inevitability. So imagine your future and imagine it vividly. Second, you feel your future. Emotions impress impressions on the subconscious mind. So the stronger the emotions, whether anger, whether love, any emotion at all, the more you feel your future, the more real it becomes. And the fulfillment you're supposed to feel in your future, if you can feel it today on your imagination, the subconscious mind will be fooled to even think is already a reality and make it a reality. And the third one is to live your future in your mind. After you imagine it and feel it, replay it that you live it, you become it, you are it, because it's replaying in your mind. Some people call it ruminating on your future. So after you think your future by imagining your future, feeling your future, and living in your future, you need to ink your future, because any thought not written down is an abortion or stillbirth. So you give birth to your thoughts when you put them on paper, and the faintest ink is stronger than the strongest brain. So write your future. You ink your future by writing your future clearly. Specificity and clarity is the language of the universe. If it's vague, the universe will not get you. But if it's clear and specific, you're there. So organize your future chronologically. If you want to become a doctor, for instance, you have a future of a medical doctor. You are not going to go to medical school before you go to high school. You're going to go to high school before medical school. So you need to organize your future chronologically in what comes afterward, and then time your future reasonably. You need to give a gestation time for when you can accomplish your future. Medical school, for instance, if medicine is your future or doctor, it takes about 6 years of medical school, 6 years of high school, 6 years of primary school, so about 18 years. You shouldn't wake up and say, I want to be a doctor next year. So the goals are usually, when you imagine your goal clearly, write them, and you're on the right path. The only thing that might frustrate you is gestation. Imagine a woman that wants to give birth and doesn't know it's 9 months. And she goes after 9 days to push and nothing comes out. She goes after 9 weeks to push and nothing comes out. It is when it's 9 months that it will come out. So if you don't understand it, you'll be frustrating yourself if you don't reasonably time your future. So after you think your future and ink your future, you need to stick your future. You are not just sticking to your future, you are sticking your future into your subconscious mind. This is where the rubber meets the road, and where you impress it upon your subconscious to make your future an inevitability. And the three things you need to do to stick your future into your subconscious mind is to confirm your future. One of the best ways to confirm is knowing exactly what you need to do by having a clear-cut plan. Number 3 is improve your future. Sometimes you start with the future of making $1 million, and before you even start, you notice that you can actually make $1 billion. And then you improve your future. Then number 3, you try many routes to the same future. A single destination, but there are many routes. Like my future, I've always been looking for is financial freedom. And the first book that set it up for me was this book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad. And freedom became my obsession. I tried getting freedom through medical practice and combining it with a side hustle. It didn't work. Tried through oil and gas. It didn't work. And now it's working through real estate. The same future, different routes. So try as many routes as possible to your future. And that takes care of creating your future. After you create your future, the next big thing you need to do is betting your future. And betting your future has to do with three things. Speak your future, believe your future, and start your future. Because when you create your future by thinking it, inking it, and sticking it, if you've not spoken it, it's alive, but it's not yet birthed. Because a baby in the womb is alive, but birthing is what brings it into the world. If you don't believe in your future, you've not birthed it. And if you don't start that future, you've not birthed it. Starting your future is like hearing the cry of a baby. Even after you give birth to a baby and it hasn't started crying, the doctor spank it. So after you speak your future, believe your future, you've not started starting your future, probably gonna spank you for you to start. So the things you can do in these three things is what we'll be going right into right now. But all your thoughts that don't end up in actions are like abortion or stillbirth. So actions is where the birthing comes alive. And I love executing my plans because the joy of execution is at the joy of childbirth. If you know, all the pain of labor disappears when a mother hears the cry of a baby. All the pain of sacrifice of executing your plans disappear when the result comes, especially if the result is a bank alert. Once you get that alert, there's this joy that comes and makes you forget all the sacrifices you made to get there. So let's get right into speaking your future. For you to speak your future, you need to do three things. Tell yourself your future unstoppably. Don't stop telling yourself, I'm a doctor. That's why affirmations are very powerful. And then tell only supporters. Anybody that doesn't support your future does not deserve to hear your future. Only those that support it should hear it. And then reverse say it. Say your future as if it has already happened. Like, I started real estate 7 years ago, but 7 years ago, I already tell people I'm the best thing that has happened to real estate in Africa. I knew I'll be the best thing to happen to real estate in Africa probably 10 years into real estate. But I started saying from day one as if I have already been it, because before you become, you have to be it. You have to be something to become something. So reverse speak it. Then believe your future. This is one of the strongest things, and that's why this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, is very powerful, because it's a book on faith. There are three parts of your future or that are very important, which is the desire for your future, the belief in your future, and the action of your future. So belief is so strong that it's an action. So you have to faith your future. Assume the future has already come to pass. If I tell you that it's so certain that you must become a president, if you believe it, you start acting like a president. Then face your future. If there are responsibilities you're supposed to take to make your future a reality, you start facing your future by taking those responsibilities. Like if you're supposed to be a medical doctor and facing your future is that you go to medical school, you face that future by going to medical school. And then you follow your future. Wherever your future will take you, you must follow your future. For instance, my future took me all the way from Port Harcourt to Owerri, from Owerri to Abuja, now back to Port Harcourt. If my future will take me anywhere, I'll go anywhere as long as I'm going to achieve my future. So follow your future. Then after all this belief, if you don't convert it to action, your faith is dead. So start your future. Take immediate small actions. Sacrifice for your future. Two other words for your future or bright future is called delayed gratification. So if you don't sacrifice for your future will not materialize. So your sacrifice is the price you pay for your future. And start where you are with what you have now. You don't need to wait to be able to jump for you to start. Take the first step by using what you have today. And that ends the betting your future. And after you bet your future, just like a child that will grow up, after you bet, you need to nurture what you've birthed. And there are three ways to nurture your future. Is to focus on your future. Focus means follow one course until successful. Repeat doing your future. Keep doing it and review doing your future. Keep reviewing, and the difference, the value in repetition is review. If you don't refine and review, repetition might be madness. So Aristotle said we are what we repeatedly do. So excellence is not an act but a habit. We become what we repeatedly do. So your future is not an act, but a habit. And with repetition, you are sure to get result, but with mastery, you become the result. So this part has to do with repetition. So focusing on doing your future, you have to avoid other futures. If your future is real estate, people will come and tempt you with a future in oil and gas. They'll come and tempt you with a future in so many shining objects, or what they call the girl in the red dress. The girl in the red dress is just to distract you with her beauty. So any opportunity or any future that is not your future is not meant for you. Avoid them and focus on your future. Then really change your future. If every day you have a different future from the previous day, or every year you have a different future from the different year, you are like a man laying a lot of foundation but never building any building, because you are changing your future. So you have a lot of foundations and no building. Your future is something you rarely change. Then become your future before you see it. Imagine the medical student that has already become a medical doctor in their mind, in their behavior, in their habits, in everything medical doctors do. They've already become that thing. They are just waiting for the graduation and certificate. That's the same thing to do with your future. And you repeat doing your future. There are 3 most important timelines to do your future. And if you get to the 3rd stage, the future will surely come to pass. Number 1 is daily. Your future is not what you start doing in the future. You start doing your future every day. And it's not something you do some days. You work on your future every day. Every day counts towards your future. And number 2, you review your future and work on your future annually. Every year you should be doing more of your future than you did the previous year. And the last one is a decade. And how you do a decade is you dedicate it. Dedicate is to be dedicated for a decade. If you can be dedicated to your future for a decade, you become your future. So those are the times you repeat your future. And then when you are repeating them, remember the power of repetition is in refinement or review. If you are repeating the same thing over without refinement and review, you are what Albert Einstein calls a mad person. So review doing your future. How can you do them better? Look for better house. How can you do them in what's the reasonable gestation? This one is so important that many people are frustrated, depressed today about their future because they were not told how long it would take. They probably thought that I'll finish school in 1 year, become rich the 2nd year, get married the 3rd year, and live happily ever after. If you know the gestation it takes, you will not be worried. Most women that are pregnant, because they know it's 9 months, even if you tell them they are going to give birth in 3 months, they'll tell you are mad and say, God forbid. So many people, because they don't know the gestation, people promise them shiny quick. That's why get rich quick schemes still have victims every day, because most people don't know the gestation. But I think it's a decanter that says it takes 20 years of hard work to become an overnight success. So, and one of the ways you can learn gestations and know how long it takes is the 3rd thing you need to do. Find examples and mentors for your future. If you want to become anything, there are people that have done it. Find out what they did, how long it took them, and how they did it. That's why one of my mentors when I started real estate has been Grant Cardone. And right now on YouTube, I have a mentor, Dan Martel, Alex Homozy. And these are my mentors because they've done what I want to do and I'm modeling them. Then the final and the 4th thing you need to do to your future after you create the future, after you better the future, after you nourish your future, you need to protect your future, which is the main reason we are here today. Protecting your future has to do with 3 things. You have to be invested in your future, you have to secure your future, and you have to guard your future. How do you invest in your future? We're going to teach you that very soon. How do you secure your future? We'll teach you that. And how do you guard your future? We'll teach you that. But before then, I want to let you know something very important. If you don't get this, then everything I've been saying will be a waste. Everything you're looking for in life is looking for you. But they are not looking for this you. They are looking for the grown you. So how fast and how big you grow will determine how fast and how big they come. If you grow mega, they'll come mega. If you grow quick, they'll grow quick. If If you grow slowly, they'll come slowly. If you don't grow, they won't come. So why most of us don't get our future is not because the future is not out there, but we refuse to grow to what the future is looking for. And if you don't design your own future, chances are you're going to fall into someone else's plans. And guess what? They've planned for you not much. That's from my mentor, Jim Rohn. So if you don't plan your future, you're only a laborer as part of other people's future. If you're working for your boss, you're building your boss's future. If you're working for the government, you're building the country's future, but not your future. So the three things you need to do to protect your future is number one, invest in your future. There are three parts of your future you need to invest in. Number one is personal development. You are the vessel that will carry your future. It's like a teacup and water. Water is your future. The cup or the vessel is you. If you come as a teacup, you can only take that amount of water. Some people come as a teaspoon. They can only take 3 drops of water. But people like us go to develop ourselves with personal development. We come with a tanker and we fetch that kind of water. And your future is like an ocean that can never finish. And Jim Rohn said, even if you don't want to develop your capacity because you need the water, at least to look good so that the children will not laugh at you, don't go to the ocean with a teaspoon. Go with at least a bucket. So grow your personal development, grow your relationship, and then treasure your future. The best treasure your future is the more treasure you put in your future, the more you value your future, because man's heart and man's treasure are the same. Where you put your treasure, that's where your heart will be. So if you put more treasure in your future, you put more heart into your future. And the best place to see your heart is your schedule and your financial outflow. Where you are putting your money and where you are putting your time shows us where your heart is. If you are eating your money and wasting your time in immediate things, we see that, your future is in your immediate, but your heart is in your immediate. But if you are putting your money and your time into things that will pay you in the future, we'll notice that, your heart is in your future. So, and there are 4 investments or 5 you need to do that will show that you invest in your future. One of the best books that I've written on finance, The Richest Man in Babylon, is one book that everybody, as a matter of fact, I'll soon start giving out this book. This is the best book on personal finance ever written. The first law of wealth in that book says, pay yourself first. When they say pay yourself, it's not paying you, it's actually pay your future first, because a part of all you earn is meant to build your future, never to be spent for your future. And there are percentages of it that will determine the kind of future you have. Some people will tell you to start with 5%, but the rule of thumb is the minimum should be 10%. So if 10% of all you earn, you invest into your future, a vehicle that is simple, secure, and sustainable that you never spend, that will now do the magic of the compounding penny. If you go to our last presentation where we talked about why graduates should work on menial jobs, we explained the magic of the compounding penny. And anybody watching this that has not known the magic of the compounding penny, go watch that video or just Google the magic of the compounding penny. You see what happens when a penny doubles in value every day for 31 days. So if you invest 10% of all you earn into your future, you have an average future. If you invest 20% of all you earn into your future, you have a rich future. If you invest 30% of all you earn into your future, you have a super rich future. If you invest 40% of all you earn into your future, you have a wealthy future. That's where we are. And then if you invest over 50% of all you earn into your future, you have a super wealthy future. That's where I'm aiming to be, because in the next 2 years, I'll be absolutely financially free. And that's when I'll be super wealthy, because I'll be investing over 50% of all I earn into my future. So you need to invest in your future by investing in your personal development, your relationship, and treasure your future by paying yourself first, 10% for an average future, 20% for a rich future, 30% for a super rich future, 40% for a wealthy future, and 50% and above for a super wealthy future. And after you do that, you need to secure your future. To secure your future, you need to do 3 things. Love your future above all things, advance your future over adversities and do your future or die. For you to love your future above all things, you should have passion. Passion is love in unstoppable motion. Anything that you love, that anything can stop you, is not passion. And if it's not moving you, if you are not moving, it's not passion. So you must be moving towards your future, and nothing can stop you from your future. That's passion. And the difference between passion and maybe lust or any other thing is profit. If it has profit, is your passion. If it has no profit, is a distraction. So love your future above all things. Advance your future above adversities. Adversities come not to kill our future, but to test whether we deserve our future. Adversities are not a curse to prevent you from a future. They're a blessing to test you and separate you from those not deserving of your future. Those that will not go through the adversity don't deserve your future. But if you go through it, you deserve it. Because not all your dreams are yours. Your dreams are those dreams you still believe in and pursue after the greatest adversities have tried to quench it. After I spent 10 months in detention and 8 months in a Owerri prison, I was in prison. 11 people died in prison. One person beside me out of malnutrition. I was in a cell made for 16 people, but we were 94 people in that cell, and we used one toilet and bathroom. After I went through all that and still came out and decided two things: that my goodwill will not die, I still love people unconditionally, and that I will not stop pursuing my financial freedom, because my one word in life is fun. And fun for me is not just lele pimpi. Fun for me is freedom to be unified with my natural self, and the greatest freedom for me is financial freedom. So after I came out of prison, I even doubled my resolve to pursue the freedom, and here we are today. So the next thing you need to do to secure your future is do your future or die. One inevitable force of future creation is the do or die attitude. If you have this attitude to do it or die, the universe will be like, don't let him die, allow him have, and then all obstacles will melt in the face of that kind of attitude. And after you've secured your future, the last thing you need to do is to guard your future. And this is the part where we'll be spending some time, because a lot of people from our last presentation, how graduates should do manual job and why you should compound. When they start compounding, they allow people to come and take their future. In this section, we'll show you how you can guard your future. Number one, you need to guard your future against you. The first person that is most dangerous and detrimental to your future is you. You make or mar your future. And there are three things that will make you mar your future and scatter your future by yourself, that you need to guard against you. Number one is your weak emotions. Weak emotions make us give up on our future. The only way your future will not happen is if you quit. One of the greatest people that saw the brightest future in the world and worked for it until he got it is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison believed he can light up the world by turning electricity into the light bulb. He tried 10,000 times and failed and continued. He didn't have the weak emotion and say, it's too hard, I can't do it. So your weak emotions are the greatest threats to your future. Second thing is your doubt. Thomas Edison never doubted that he'll get the light bulb. After each experiment, he refined his process and tried again. After each experiment, he refined the process and tried again. He kept on trying until after 10,000 experiments, he got the light bulb. And the last thing from you that will make you work against your dreams and your future is your lust. When you start compounding, at the first shining car, if you have lust for cars, you take your seed for your future and go and buy a car and start driving your future instead of building your future. If your lust is lust for women, at the most beautiful girl, you go bring out your seed for your future and spend it on the most beautiful girl. If your lust is for fine phones or for bling bling, everybody has what they lust after. If you are not able to control your future against your lust will destroy your future. And your future should be more endearing to you than your lust. Because it is so powerful how what we think we like can greatly derail us from what we really like. Some people think they like power, they like money. But when you dig deep, you notice there's something you really like. Like me, I really like the freedom to be able to teach. I like to do what I'm doing on YouTube without having to go sell any property. I like to do what I'm doing on YouTube with my kids without having to rush to any business appointment. So why I'm working for my absolute freedom is like I love to play with kids. I love to teach kids. I love to mentor kids. I love to teach on internet. I love to mentor. I love to just do my mouth work and inspire the world with my words. But if I don't have freedom, I won't be able to do that. So if I took all the money I'm investing into my financial freedom to go start a school, I might find out that I might be broke tomorrow and discover that I really love absolute freedom, not teaching. So teaching I love, but I don't love teaching as much as I love freedom. So find out what you really like and don't allow the things you think you like derail you from what you really like. And the next thing you need to guard your dream against is against others. Other people will help you achieve your dreams, and other people will help you kill your dreams if you don't guard against them. As my mentor Jim Rohn said, every good on earth will be attacked. Not to think so is naive. If you think that your good will not be attacked, your future will not be attacked, your dreams, even village people will be planning you. All kinds of spiritual attack, physical attack, emotional attack, everything will be working against you, because even when you want to farm, the weeds want to attack your crops. The pests want to attack your crops. You need to guard against them. And I had an epiphany on Sunday when my Pastor Abie David Daniel, Salvation Ministry, talked about dream killers and thieves, which has titled Dream Killers and Thieves, but he called them impoverishers. And he talks about the 11 characteristics of impoverishers. These people will not only impoverish you, but they will steal and kill your future if you let them and don't beg. And the way you know them is through these 11 characteristics. Number one, they lie, they beg, and they visit you until your money finishes. Anybody that only visits you when you have money, anybody that lies to you, anybody that begs you, even if they are your sister, your blood, your bone, your main man, they are your future killers, because they will even beg you to go bring the savings for your future for you to help them. Number two, they appear when money appears and disappear when money disappears. Anybody that is your friend when you are rich and abandons you when you don't have, the next time you have again, know he's a dream killer and a future killer. Number three, their financial demands are endless. Anybody that you are not their father and mother, yet they demand from you as if you are their father and mother, that you are future killers. Number four, they are usually very close to you. Sometimes it might be your blood, your bone. How can I abandon my blood? Is your future we are talking about. Number five, they repeatedly borrow even when you don't have nothing. Anybody that you tell, I don't have money, say, go and borrow and give me. I'll give you back. Don't worry, you can go and borrow. Is a future killer and a thief. Number six, they discourage you from meaningful investment. Anybody you tell you want to buy land, I will say, no, instead of buying land, give me the money to start a poultry. Future thieves, they budget with your pocket. Anybody that tells you I'm going to Lagos, you say, okay, save John. You say, all right, but can you help me with 10,000? Now me send you go Lagos. Future thief. Number seven, they steal your money, your time, or your spirit. Anybody that wastes your time or drains your spirit steals even more than your money, because your time is more valuable than your money and your spirit is more valuable than your time and money. So if they are not stealing your money, they are stealing your spirit or your time. Number eight, they scare away resourceful people around you. Once they notice that somebody that wants to help you is around you, they scare the person away. Anybody that talks bad about you to your helpers or scares about anybody that is resourceful, giving you useful information or useful advice or chasing mentors away from you, they are dream killers. Number 10, they are very covetous. Anybody that is greedy, she has bought iPhone 15, iPhone 16 comes out, she tells you she needs iPhone 16, yet she's not working. Future killers. And number 11, which is their most powerful weapon, the Oga Patapata of them all, according to Edo Pikin, is that they emotionally blackmail you. They will tell you, if you don't help me, I'll die. They will tell you, if you don't help me, I'll commit suicide. They will tell you, if you don't send money, our mother will die. They will tell you all kinds of emotional blackmail. That's their greatest weapon. They are dream and future killers. To help you, budget a part of your money that you use to help people. Like for me, God asks for 10% in the tithe. I keep 10% for tithe. I give 10% to charity. And I keep 10% of my earnings for my family and friends that might demand all this from me. And once that 10% is up, I'll never touch my investment for you, because you are not my future. You are my brother, my mother, or my friend. And that is very important. So what to do about them, apart from budgeting for them, I'll teach you 11 things that you can do to them and to do about them. Number one, hide your breakthroughs from them. It's not every time you get money, everybody close to you should know. Dare to tell them no. Sometimes when people ask you for things, just say no. Number three, dare to fire them. If they are your friends and you notice they are future drainers or future thieves, tell them you're fired. You're no longer my friend. If they are your staff, fire them. If they are your family, fire them. You're my blood, but I don't want to see you again. Number four is genuinely become too busy for them. Number five, genuinely budget for them to embolden you. As I said, when the budget finishes, that's all. And the budget also helps you with chronic borrowers. If you had budgeted 50,000 for others and they call you and tell you, I need 500,000, say, I want to borrow 500,000. I don't have 500,000 to borrow you, but I have 50,000 to dash you. So test them all the time. Refuse unscheduled visit. If they didn't call you to schedule a visit, don't welcome them. And never take their advice. If they don't have a great future, don't take their advice. Somebody said, never take an advice from somebody you don't want to exchange places with. If they are where you want to be, take their advice. If they are not where you want to be, don't take their advice. Number 10, grow into circles they cannot come into. Grow yourself to get into bigger circles that scares them to come close to that circle. Number 11, refuse to validate your emotions towards them. Choose wisdom over sentiment. When they try to emotionally blackmail you, tell yourself, I might feel bad, I might cry and feel guilty, but I will not give my future to anybody. The next thing you need to guide your future against, after all these people, is guide your future against rust by taking consistent action daily in circles and in patterns, and having consistent passion, because flies don't perch on hot food. So when you have passion for your future, you're always hot, and then having consistent courage. Because Anais In says one's future will shrink or expand in proportion to one's courage. So your future will shrink or expand to proportion of your courage. So have courage to face your future and be too busy fighting to conquer you. I've just told you about future killers and dream killers or impoverishers. I'm not asking you to go out and fight them. I'm asking you to fight yourself, because the greatest enemy is you, not your dream killers. Fight for you to be stronger. Fight for you to be wiser. Fight for you to be more disciplined, because the greatest strength of a fighter is knowing the fight to avoid. So avoid where you have to lend money to a dream and a future thief. He doesn't pay you the money and you go to fight for that money. No, don't fight for that. Come fight yourself for your future by being more disciplined and not yielding to them next time, because your future is much more than you think it is. Your future is more. So until you know you are more, know you're more, think you're more, believe you are more, do your more and become your more, you cannot get more. So replace that more with future until you know you are your future. Know that your future. Think that your future. Believe in that your future. Do that your future. Become that your future. You cannot get that your future. And we can see your future, because the best future starts in the mind. From how we see your mind operates, we know the kind of future you have. And it takes root in your heart. From how passionate you are, even when you talk about your future, we know if you have your future. Matures in your routine. From what you do every day, we know whether you are heading towards your future or heading nowhere. And ends up in your bank account. From your daily routine, we can tell how much money will be in your bank account. Because every future without a green account is not a green future. Finally, as I said before, I will say always, if you don't see a future that excites you, you don't have one. Build a future that excites you and do all the things you need to do to grow the future and protect the future. And if you've seen this, I say, okay, I have a future, but is it everybody that will have a great future? After all fingers are not equal. You're right. But you may believe that all fingers are not equal, but you must never believe that you are the little finger. So if choosing a future of smallness is no future and the greatest betrayal to your future, because your truest self is your best self, and your best self is your greatest self, and your greatest self is your future self. And only when you create that future and protect that future will you get to that future. And if you do all we've said in this video, then not only will your future be inevitable, but I'll see you in that future. Wait! You are getting this much value and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet? Your future self just fainted out of disappointment. Click the subscribe button now before destiny closes its tab on you. And if you're getting value so far, smash that like button, or don't you like value and press share as if someone's life depends on it, because somebody might need this to survive. People don't understand that the one word for this existential experiment called life is to see how big, how beautiful, and how wonderful a future you can create. When we are all born, we don't have futures. The futures we have are a mix of our choices, our abilities, and our pursuits. And the greatest power is not in what we pursue, but the greatest power is when you combine pursuit with fleeing. Many people in Africa are not pursuing with all their energy, their courage, their fire, their passion, because they are not looking at what they are fleeing from. I am fleeing from poverty. I am fleeing from begging. I'm fleeing from living in a place where I don't have constant electricity. I'm fleeing from a government that will always promise minimum wage and not deliver minimum wage. I'm fleeing from greedy politicians and greedy bosses that will not pay you what you are worth. I'm fleeing from complaining. I'm fleeing from all the mediocrity, all the smallness, and all the feelings of distaste and feeling of resentment that are all compounded in poverty. And even though I'm pursuing absolute financial freedom, when I remember what I'm fleeing, I combine that pursuit with the fleeing, and my speed is unstoppable. Because if I'm pursuing a goat that I want to catch and kill, I might be running at 100 kilometers per hour. But when a lion is also pursuing me as I'm pursuing that goat, I'll not only catch the goat, but I'll escape with that goat at a speed that even the lion will shock whether did he run or did he disappear. I am fleeing modern parents that will be working so much that they don't know they are corporate slaves, that they don't have time for their children. I am fleeing allowing the school system. And these days you hear about stories of all kinds of nonsense housemates that come into the house to perpetrate all kinds of nonsense. I'm fleeing around those people to come into my house because I am going outside to slave for money. I'm fleeing not being beside my wife each time she needs me because I am working in one work offshore or somewhere and she needs me today, I'm not there. I am fleeing not being able to sit down and read, and even read the most important book in my life, which is the Bible, because I have to go out there and work at a job I don't like. I am fleeing all the modern day diseases and sicknesses that comes from work stress. I am fleeing all of them. I'm pursuing the bliss of financial freedom to be the father that is always there for his children, to be the husband that is always there for his wife, to be the sibling that is always there for my siblings, to be the friend that is always there for my friends. It's nice to give time as a friend, but it's nicer to give time and money as a friend. I am fleeing the kind of things I saw in people that work so wholeheartedly for 35 years, retire and become so poor that they go back to that very village. They will refuse to be coming back to when they were working in the big city and in the big establishment. I'm fleeing all that because at the end, the experiment is not to see if you will survive life. The experiment to see how big, how beautiful, how wonderful the future you create. I'd rather die trying to create this future than to give up on it and settle for what I'm fleeing for. As I said in my analogy, it might be a lion, and instead of us to run for our lives, we have decided to fall prey to the lion and relax in the comfort of conformity and say, come and eat me. I'd rather die running away from the lion than die falling prey to the lion without doing my best to build a future that I have featured, that I have pictured and have ventured into relentlessly. See you in my future. I don't know whether you'll be in yours when we meet, but you'll definitely see me in mine. Thank you very much. You've heard it all. It is not just a question of running towards your future, but what present are you running away from? Because as Jim Rohn said, that you can change your life in a day if you are so disgusted in your present that you don't want to ever live this way again, and you are so resolved that you move forward, that you will never spend 1 second again where you are and start heading towards your future. I expect that by now you should have hit the pause button and go start your future. But since you're still here, you want to see other videos that can help you build an incredible future that you'll be proud of, click on the link above and I'll see you on the other side.
It is super duper amazing that you found my content valuable enough for you to watch till the end. Only 5% of exceptional people do that. You're exceptional and I deeply love and appreciate you. Don't just watch to learn, watch to take action. And the first action is subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of our daily value action. Remember, only doers are winners.